back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
You have made it 100 miles to freedom. Would you like to pick a new name to mark your freedom?
Paradigm.
All right, I think we are live. I am just double checking all of my sounds, ensuring everything is good. Test. All right, we got sound check there. Making sure it is up in all of the designated spots. Let's see, where is this? And let's go into here. Yeah, looks like we're live in all of the spots. Okay, great. So I will be looking back and forth into each and every one of them. Wow, I am very close on this. Let me back out just a little bit. So I am in my new studio. Nothing is set up yet, but I'm excited about it, right? To see this process grow. So today is office hours, and this is just basically a process for anyone to come in. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, to drop them inside of the comment section. I am now currently streaming to 3 locations, 2 Facebook groups, YouTube, and I am logging into LinkedIn to stream live there as well. I'll give you a couple of informations of some things that I learned, which was really, really great from the PodFest. That hasn't started yet, but these are some of the pre-days that I've been watching and learning from some speakers. And I had 2 great speakers yesterday talking in reference to LinkedIn, how great that is for podcasters who are working to scale and grow their business there as well. And for everyone who's watching on YouTube as well, you know you can hit that subscribe bell button so you can be followed at any time. So there's been some big news in the podcast media world, if you will, as well, with NPR, if you have not heard about it, Amazon, Twitch, a couple of things there as well. I will jump into that. So if you have some questions, feel free to come and join and just ask away. I sincerely appreciate that. This is my little opportunity for me to nerd out. I love this part of it right here. Oh, look, no, look down. Okay, you can go away. Goodbye. All right. So, if you have questions, okay, feel free to jump in, join, and if you don't want to be on screen, type in your questions there in the comment box. Be more than happy to answer those. Watching it live or on a replay, let us know, because that actually helps us for our algorithm, so we can know what time frame, what's working, what's not working, anything like that. So, but feel free to jump in at any time, and I'll go ahead and get started into kind of what's going on here. But again, this is just office hours, and we are basically just coming, bringing you some information on what's going on in the world that we're seeing in the podcast industry and learning it. And one thing I want to talk big on really quick before I jump into the news part of it is systems, right? One of the great things that helped me within moving into this new office, new space is systems. I was frazzled. I'm like, I don't know where everything is, but I went to my systems, my book, step 1, how to reset up my studio, how to reintegrate all of these things. And for those who are really looking into maybe growing, wanting to scale, wanting to get ads, sponsors, it is possible, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to need a system. And don't think that it's just one of those quick things, right? I've been podcasting for a while now. Most podcasters, they say, fizzle out about 6 months. So altogether, my wife, my team, we've been podcasting for a couple of years now. And so people see me with the sponsorships and they see all of this growth, and there's no overnight success. right? It happened, but it's still going to grow. That's why we're in this space now, and we're looking to eventually also get a social media manager because I only know a little bit about that, but I'm going to have to hire someone to promote and hire out, and so I've been dealing with that as well. All right, so let's check on some of these other feeds here. There we go. All right, so the first one I'm going to talk about really quick, and again, at any point, if you have any questions, any comments, please drop them in there. Is at any time. Don't worry about interrupting me with a question or anything. This is very nonchalant. This has not been anything like that. You won't get this look from me. Trust me. You won't get that look from me. Nah. Hey. All right. And let's go with NPR. All right. So NPR, if you don't know, it's like the major news media outlet for podcasts, for media around and news, everything like that. But they are now doing cuts, layoffs, right? And they're laying off about approximately 10% of their workforce. And also, let me just double check my notes. I had it up, but let me make sure and double check that. Oh, let me turn on this. See, this is what my systems. I gotta make sure I got that. Bam. And yes, so they are laying off about 10% of their workforce, which they've lost about $30 million, they said, through the marketing shares, cutbacks. People aren't, putting out as much marketing. And it's about 1,000 people. Spotify recently cut about 6% of their workforce as well. And I was just listening. And if you go to NPR's media site here, you can listen to the 3-minute listen in which they're doing a podcast about the layoffs, and they talk a little bit more directly about that as well. And even now on Twitch, right? Twitch cuts about 400 jobs. And you didn't know Amazon owns Twitch. Crazy, right? Amazon is like taking over the world as part of their layoffs, about 400 workers. So we say to ourselves, what does this mean in reference to podcasters, right? No one knows. Let's just get truthful about it. Everyone who knows me, I don't try to spin something to make you fearful or whatever. We don't know. But what it possibly could mean is that advertisers are going to be a little bit more tougher with their dollars, because if they aren't giving the big money to the big companies, then are they going to give it to podcasters? But reverse, they could say, you know what, maybe we can divvy that money out and give it to podcasters, right? Because I know that Spotify was granted, but they had, I think it was $100 million that they were supposed to be using to get a diverse, more listenership, spending for advertising into the minority cultures. And they had 3 years to do it, and they've only spent $10 million in the first year. So, hey, we know how that goes sometimes with the big companies, right? We want to give them the opportunity, but we still kind of stay leery of that there as well. So that's just a couple of the small things that's been happening. Again, I'm not going to stay too long because I wanted this to be just a short little Q&A for office hours. If you have any questions about the group, about which direction we're heading, anything like that, let me know. And actually, let me get some time on my clock here. I'm just going to put 5 minutos. What do you say? 5 minutos is good? All right, 5 minutes and we're off, right? So that's how long it's going to stay, just to give a little bit of information. And it's going to take me a little while to set up this new office, since no office space, and also start to try to look for a social media manager and virtual assistant, because with the growth of the podcast and the company and everything, I was used to handling most things myself and my wife and my son and everything. We've been doing that, but now things are growing. So they say to grow, you got to spend a little bit more money, right? Kick it out and hire some people who know what they're doing. All right. So I think that is it for the most part. We'll just hang out for a second or two. And there it is, right? This is what I was looking for the NPR thing. Or not NPR, excuse me, the Spotify thing about the money. They've only spent $10 million out of the $100 million that they were going to spend and that they allocated for the 3 years, right? Yeah. So that's right, Spotify. Let's go. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. That's right. Come on. You did all that money for Anchor to take over, right? So let's kick it out for minority communities, right? So we can get some of that money for our advertising dollars. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. That's about it. And like 2 minutes. I'll just wait for a little bit longer just to see who else pops in. And then also in the future, I'll be doing a couple of demonstrations showing people the back end of the system, because I know a lot of people were asking about doing video podcasts and adding video to their podcast as well, or everything like that. And I'm going to show you some different ways that you can level up your video podcast, even if you're doing it on Zoom, through my system that I'm using currently, which is called Ecamm. Shout out to Ecamm. Give it up to Ecamm. Let me get Ecamm on the board. Let me under here. There we go. Shout out to my Ecamm fam. Thank you guys. Everything y'all have taught me. I just got my certificate recently for my advancement. Let me see. 2 minutes. Can I get that on screen? Oh, no, wrong one. Here we go. Let's see if this is it. Let me bring it up first. If I put the wrong thing. There we go. So recently, here we go. Ecamm fam. Cover my face. There we go. Bring it down a little bit so you guys can see that. So a couple of days ago, recently I finished my Ecamm advanced class. So I know a lot more about Ecamm. What does that mean for you? It means I can teach you a lot more for my students who are in my courses already. But it's just a small way of learning to, hype up yourself and for everything like that. Give me a chair. Oh, thank you. That's me right there. Like, not smiling on it. Thank you so very much. But little ways you can, spice up your Zoom meetings, spice up your podcast. If any of you guys have seen my videos on my podcast, you kind of get a clue and understanding of what that is. So, headed towards the stars, the story eyes. All right, guys, 1 minute left for you guys to hear my voice. And if anyone has any questions, my social medias are going to be popping up here in a second. You can contact me at any one of these locations, any places, if you want questions directly. I know sometimes people don't want to ask questions out in the open like this. Hey, that's still great. You can send any of the admins, any of the moderators, any questions like that. And don't forget also, again, to hit the follow and subscribe button for the bell. And then I got to get ready to go hop over onto LinkedIn and do this again. 30 seconds. Thank you, guys. Should I have some outro music? I do, but I don't want to put it on here right now. Let's see. But give it to myself. All right, guys. Thank y'all for stepping in. I'm going to go ahead and end this. And until the next office hours, you guys keep rocking and rolling and keep living while you are alive. Lion out.